Hi guys, my name is Shrikant Idam. So welcome to our Amazon AWS class. Today we are going to discuss difference between block level storage and object level storage. So these two types of storage are used in Amazon AWS. So if you are going to use Amazon S3, they are going to use object level storage. So whenever you upload any file like a music, video or database file, any kind of files, it will be stored in the same format. So you can download it in the same way. So it is explained same here. It is a object level storage. You can store any kind of file within it like music, video or database file, word files, etc. You can access it from anywhere using internet. So when you upload any data, any file in Amazon S3 bucket, you can access it from anywhere because Amazon S3 is a global, it is globally present. It's not like it is uploading the data in a separate region. Okay. Object storage stores the file as a whole and does not split or divide them. For example, if you are uploading a 1 GB file, it will upload 1 GB file at a time, and it's not going to divide your data like into blocks. Uh, the block storage will happen in the block level storage only. In object storage, an object is a file data itself, its metadata, object global unique ID. So the file data itself and its metadata, it means that what kind of file it is. For example, a music file can be mp3, mp4, it can be anything. And its metadata means its permissions, the extensions of the file, the name, the date, everything present in the metadata, and object global unique ID. So when you upload any file in the Amazon S3 bucket, it will be given a unique ID. So wherever it is stored, when you restore, it will be restored using the global unique ID. The object global unique ID is a unique identified for the object. Can be a object name itself, and it must be unique such it can be retrieved disregarding where its physical storage location is. As I explained here, so when you upload any data, it will be given a unique ID. So it will be unique, and when you retrieve it, it will be restored easily. Object storage cannot be mounted as a drive. Yes, that's right. So when you upload any data, and if you want to mount it as your local volume on your machine, it's not possible. Example of object storage solutions. For example, if you upload any picture in Facebook or any other website, it will be saved in Amazon S3. That is one example. They may be using it Amazon S3 or different type of storage, but you can refer it as an example. Dropbox. S3 is a storage for the internet. It has simple web services interface for simple storing and retrieving of any amount of data anytime from anywhere on the internet through HTTP or HTTPS. Nowadays, we are seeing many official organizations or in offices, they are using Amazon S3, or in educational institutions and colleges, they are using Amazon S3 to store their files, store client data or students data, so it can be retrieved easily. When they have internet, it can be retrieved. You can share individual files as well. When you upload the data, you can share the file with others as well. S3 is object based storage. The data will be saved in same format in which way it was uploaded, right? And you cannot install operating system on S3. If you want to install a operating system, first of all you need to mount it as a volume, and it is not possible as I explained you earlier. Amazon S3 is simply like a folder. You can save your files within it. That's it. S3 has a distributed data store architecture where objects are redundantly stored in multiple locations. So when you upload a data in S3 bucket, it will be saved in 3 multiple locations minimum. For example, in one location, if data is lost or the server is crashed, it is still available in other two locations. Data is stored in bucket. It's like a folder container, right? A bucket is a flat container of objects. You cannot create another bucket inside of a bucket. So in Amazon S3, if you want to create one more bucket inside it, sub bucket, it is not possible. So maximum capacity of a bucket is 5 TB. You can upload up to 5 TB of data within it. You cannot create folders in your bucket. Yes, you cannot create nested buckets. So these two statements are same. You cannot create one more bucket inside the bucket. It's not possible. Bucket ownership is non-transferable. Only one person can be a owner, but it cannot transfer its owner rights, but it can accessed by multiple persons. For example, if I am going to create a S3 bucket, for example, Srikanth is creating a S3 bucket and I want to transfer my permissions, owner rights to someone else, it's not possible. But I can give you permission to read and write. I cannot give you the all full permission, full control to you. S3 bucket is a region specific. So S3 bucket is available globally, but it is a region specific. For example, if I am going to upload a S3 bucket in Mumbai region and I am going to upload the files in from Mumbai region, I cannot it is not available in different region, but S3 bucket can be viewed in that region. You can have up to 100 buckets per account. By default, the limitation is 100 buckets in your account. S3 bucket names are globally unique across AWS region. So whatever the bucket name you are going to create, it needs to be unique. You cannot create a duplicate name with it. It will give you an error. Bucket names cannot be changed after they are created. Fine. If a bucket is deleted, its name becomes available again to you or other account to use. That's right. You cannot create a same bucket with the same name, right? On your desktop, you cannot create same folder with the same name. It will give you error and it will give you a prefix at the end one. So the same way, it's not possible in Amazon S3. It needs to be unique. For example, I'm going to create a test a folder with a bucket with a test name. Someone might already be used it, so I have to give some other unique name, test 1456, something like that. If I want to use the same name, the other person have to delete the other bucket, then only I can use it. Bucket names must be at least 3 and no more than 53 characters long. So this is the minimum requirement. Minimum name requirement is 3 and 53 characters long. Bucket names are part of the URL used to be access of the bucket. So when you create a bucket, it will have a URL and bucket name will be present within it. Bucket names must be a series of one or more labels, example X, Y, Z. So it will have labels like this. At the name of your bucket, dot bucket will be represented. Bucket names can contain lowercase numbers and hyphen cannot be and hyphen cannot use uppercase later. So bucket name can have lowercase and numbers, but you cannot add hyphen or uppercase later. Bucket name should not be an IP address. You cannot give bucket name any IP address. Like this is just one example. Each label must start and end with lower case letter or a number. So when you create a bucket name, it needs to start with the lowercase letter or a number and it needs to end with the same. By default, buckets and its objects are private by default. Only owner can access the bucket. When you create a new bucket in Amazon AWS, it will be private account. If you want to share it with someone, you have to make it public. S3 objects. So when you upload any file, the minimum size can be 0 byte to 5 TB maximum. Okay, 5 TB is a big file. Each object is stored and retrieved by a unique key. Yes, as I explained you earlier, a unique ID will be given to the data whatever you are uploading. An object in AWS S3 is uniquely identified and addressed through service endpoint, bucket name, object key, optionally object version. Metadata, we discussed about it. Object stored in a S3 bucket in a region will never leave that region unless you specifically move them to another region or CRR. This is the replication. So when you upload any data in Amazon S3, I said you right, it's a region specific. It will be present in that region. If you want to move it, you can move them as well to different region, or you can replicate it to different region. A bucket owner can grant cross-account permissions to another AWS account or users in another account to upload objects. CRR means cross replication. It means you can upload your data from one region to other region, replicate your data from one region to other region, and you can give permissions to the other AWS account to upload data in your bucket. You can grant S3 bucket permissions to individual users, AWS account, make the resource public, or to all authenticate user. So you cannot transfer your permissions as a owner. You cannot give full control to the other user, but you can give permissions like read and write to an individual users in your Amazon S3 console. Also AWS account. If any other user has a AWS account, you can give them permission as well, and you can make your bucket public as well to upload the data, or you can give permission to any other users. So this is about object level storage, which is used in Amazon S3. So we are going to discuss about object level storage in our next class. Thank you for watching, guys, and please do like, subscribe and share it with your friends. It will be useful for them as well to learn about Amazon AWS. Thank you. Meet you in next class.